Hello everyone, and welcome back to Global Spec Racing. We are here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Canada for round 12 of Tier 2 Season 4. My co-commentator today is GSR Thrasher. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. All good. So we have here probably one of the tightest tiers, especially for at the top at the moment. Just 3 points separate our two championship contenders of GSR Fh444 and Beebcheeb, as that F1 boy sets the first lap of the session. But that was set on the mediums. Probably wants to try and make it to the rain period, most likely. But Beebcheeb then sets a lap on the softs. So this track then, it's Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is incredibly brutal on its track limits. As you guys have probably seen throughout the weekend, we've had a lot of penalties, and usually races are decided on penalties around here. But fingers crossed today we'll just see some good hard racing, but also for the first time, I believe, in GSR history, we will be having a scripted race. This has been done because Tier 2 have not had a single wet race this season, which is quite incredible if you think about it. So we will be going from clear conditions at the start to full wet conditions at the end, and I reckon that should put up a little bit of spice today, especially because the championship lead is so close.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, the championship being so close between GSR Fh444 and Beebcheeb, wet will definitely spice things up, and definitely could possibly play some different strategies throughout the race. So we can see what strategies these guys fit.
A few of the drivers are going for the mediums, but the majority of them are going for the softs at the moment. Seems like they don't want to risk taking those mediums maybe to the rain period. I know for a fact it could be possible for them to get to the rain period, because surprisingly the mediums last a surprising amount of time around here, considering all the tight corners around here. But it's going to be interesting for the strategy, because we could see some drivers risk it, especially because we know when abouts the rain's going to come, but we don't know exactly what laps. So that could maybe be the difference between whether you win or lose today. That's going to be crucial, because if one of our championship contenders, for instance, does what Deluxe did yesterday, which was get it almost wrong, he still managed to fight back to take the victory. But if they do what he did there, they just get caught out by the rain coming just as they go past the pits. That could be the championship over for them in an instant. So it's going to be interesting on that front as well.
I agree, definitely. Deluxe, almost bottling up his race yesterday. Definitely gave a lot of people scares as to, did he choke it? But he did, like you said, rebound to win. But yeah, these guys, like Beebcheeb, as KDX goes third, like Beebcheeb and GSR Fh444, one mistake and your race could be over.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, around this track, it's not as easy to corner cut in the wet as it is in the dry. Of course, in Tier 1 yesterday, it was raining for all the race apart from a couple of laps, which actually helped me out quite a lot. But across the line comes FH. Then that's close between our championship contenders. They're just as close on track as they are in the point standings, just 0.004 of a second separating them at the moment. And then Dramer goes quickest now. So I reckon we'll see the time start to tumble, but it is starting to get overcast, interestingly. So we could see a little bit of rain at the end of this session. Not that it'll truly matter too much, because the drivers will have already completed their laps. But it definitely will matter when it will come in the race. It should be interesting to see, because we'll finally see a tier 2 race with a little bit of rain. In my opinion, not exactly the way they should have gone about it, but it's nice to see something different, especially as we get to the business end of this championship. And of course, if last season is anything to go by, of course last season we had a 3-way fight for the championship. Of course, it's looking like we're only going to have a 2-way this time. But still, it's extremely close between the top two, and any mistake will give a huge advantage to their rival. Beebcheeb, of course, wanting to become the first tier 2 double champion, of course, because he's not going to be the first single tier double champion. That went to Axe when he of course wrapped up the tier 1 championship for the second time yesterday. But either one of these guys, of course FH, though, he will be trying extra hard, because he was denied the tier 3 championship last season. So both these guys are equally as determined as each other to take the 4th tier 2 crown.
Yeah, definitely. I also like to point out something as you were talking. GSR actually tried to go for another lap, and he ended up invalidating the final chicane as he was 2/10 up, I believe. So, definitely he wants that pole, because that's an extra point. Fast stop's an extra point, and he really wants, as you said, after being denied a tier 3 champion last season, he really wants to be a champion in GSR.
Yeah. I am talking to the admins though. We are thinking of doing a pole position point next season. In my opinion, it'll just spice things up a little bit more, as well. So we'll see rewards for good qualifiers, as well as good races. It'll only be a single point, but of course, as we know, every single point counts in this championship, and at the end of, well, particularly this championship, it could be the slimmest of margins that the championship is won by. That's what happened last season, as SSR Hamilton then goes into the 1 minute 8.5s, massively quicker than the rest of the field. Beebcheeb once again invalidates. So Beebcheeb he's at the moment not looking confident with the track limits at the moment, but of course the track limits are probably arguably the most brutal, as Louis then goes P2. I don't know why he's in tier 2, because chat, can you quote us on that? Because he's a full-time tier 1, so I don't get that. But anyway, it's good to see him back racing again, and of course he will be Beebcheeb's teammate, so that will throw a spanner in the works, because the both the champions and their teammates are very quick, so we could see a little bit of team orders going on here, especially because I'll have a look at the constructors standings, but I think that's also quite close, possibly.
38-point gap between Ryan and Williams for the top spot in constructors.
Okay, so McLaren actually still have quite a healthy lead, but it only takes one bad race for McLaren, and now Williams have Louis this weekend, and Louis of course is an incredibly quick driver, So he will want to get points up as FH is already 1.5 tenths up. A little bit of a lock up into the second chicane. But then he gets right up to the wall as he comes. No, that's not the second chicane, that's the third chicane. Then he goes down towards the fourth chicane now. Gets it in a little bit of a slide through the chicane. Now down towards the hairpin at turn 10. He's actually a little bit down, so he didn't do great through the second sector. He's got to make sure he nails the final chicane. That F1 boy just improves by 7 tenths. He now goes up to P6, just behind FH's time. Now, can FH absolutely nail this final chicane? He all the more does. Is this going to be pole for FH?
It is.
Yes, it is. By just 13 thousandths of a second. So again, the tiniest of margins around here. It's Canada. You've got to get absolutely every single part of the track right. And these margins are showing us why at the moment.
Yeah, his teammate, Jimbo, GSR Jimbo, which is a producer of Jensen, went to P7. So McLaren, you know, obviously not as strong as Williams right now, but any mistake that Williams makes, so that McLaren could be right on that step and could possibly pull away.
Yeah, of course they took full advantage of it in the last Tier 2 race you commentated, because they got 1-2 in Belgium. So it was a fantastic result for them, which is what catapulted them into a commanding lead. Oh, Beebcheeb once again invalidates. It's not looking good for Beebcheeb at the moment. Of course, well, we know he's not the best qualifier, but around here, Canada, it's not the easiest track to overtake at. It may not be the hardest, but it's also not the easiest, and especially with the rain, it's only gonna make it harder for these guys to overtake. To overtake. So Beebcheeb at the moment has got to be around where FH is to try and challenge him, because FH then he could have a big advantage when it comes to the race if he hooks up the qualifying.
Yeah, watching Beebcheeb right now, and he invalidates again. And I bet it might be his last opportunity to get a lap in.
Might be. Depends if our time is wrong or not, though, because it could be a little bit behind. Sometimes it is. So Beebcheeb could have time, but according to our time, it's not looking great at the moment for Beebcheeb. Scarius then is next man onto his lap. Is he the? Yeah, he's the furthest along the lap, as I believe that's Cameron who has spun on the exit of the second chicane. Yes, it is. Third chicane, sorry. Right. Scarius then, he's about half a second down on FH's time at the moment. But of course, there's a lot of time to be made up in that final sector. So, can Scarius maybe get into the 1:08 here? That would catapult him up to top 5, actually. He could get ahead of Beebcheeb at this rate. Through the final chicane comes Scarius then. Very nicely done. Where's this going to put the Mercedes? It's actually a very good lap. He sets a purple final sector. He goes ahead of Beebcheeb. So, that's yet more misery for Beebcheeb. I don't think Dramer's going to improve. That F1 boy is just going on to his lap, as is... No, Tate's not... Sorry, Cormac. No, Cormac's not on a lap. Either Zoga's invalidated, Eggers is invalidated. Galbinski is on a lap as well. We'll go on board with Abrar, though. Abrar is 1.5 tenths up. So that will put him near about where Scarius is. That will drop Beebcheeb down yet another place. Actually, no, Beebcheeb's actually going... He's actually on another run, I should say. He's going to try and improve. is our championship leader. People getting out the way for it. He invalidates again. That's his session over. Abra's teammate giving him a little bit of a tow, going down the back straight towards the final chicane. It's looking like a good lap from Abra at the moment. Into the chicane he comes the Pakistani then. It's a very, very good chicane. Where is this going to put Abra?
Fourth.
P4. Still very, very close between these guys. FH it's a further 10th up. So it's looking like nothing can stop what FH so far. Because I don't think anyone else is improving at the moment. FH then coming down towards the final chicane. Can he improve on his lap? That was a mighty chicane. Across the line he comes then. What's going to be the new benchmark? It's 2/10 quicker. So 1 minute 8.3. I don't see anyone beating that apart from Louis. Louis out of the final corner then. Can he beat FH to the pole? Yes, he does. By a 10th of a second. Louis then is on provisional pole at the moment.
Here comes KDX.
Jimbo is. Oh yeah, KDX. He's not quite as far up as Jimbo. KDX goes P10. But Jimbo is about 3/10. Oh, he's invalidated though. So I believe that is our grid then.
Yeah.
So Louis then. Louis snatches the pole away from GSR Fh444. He has done his teammate a massive favour there. FH then lines up in second, ahead of SSR Hamilton in third and Leclerc in fourth. On the third row, we have that F1 boy in the Renault and HSR Edgars in the Alfa Romeo. Then on the fourth row is Dre Mahahi in the Renault and Scary Spunk in the Mercedes. And then only on the fifth row is Beebcheeb in ninth. And KDX is involved in a bit of an incident there. But Louis then, to be honest, I'm not that surprised that that Louis set the pole. Louis set pole. I'm still yet to find out if he is actually a true tier 2 at the moment. HSR Jimbo then takes P11. Edgar Binsky is 12th. 13th is Tate 3. 14th is Cormac F1. 15th is Dougal DO4. 16th is Zoga Gamer 11. 17th is Matty Mumu. 18th is Striker. And 19th, and the only one to not set a lap, is Cameron W120. So some of the drivers that are going on the mediums, that could help them, because it could mean they might not make a stop. But again, we'll just have to see with this one, because anything can happen in a always unpredictable tier 2.
Yeah, in my honest opinion, the guy who I really want to watch out, well, as obviously we have our predictions coming up, but Jimbo, outside the top 10, and is in McLaren, battling for constructors, could he possibly pull off a strategy that could, it could break or make his racing, or his race today?
Well, he could do, because Tom Katori, he almost did that yesterday. He was on the hards, I believe, and he managed to make it all the way to the rain period after and that was after a dreadful start. If Jimbo just manages to get through the field, and if he manages to take those tyres all the way to the rain period, that could be huge for McLaren today.
Yeah, I was just, we wait for the grid to, or for everyone to ready up.
Alright then. So, drivers then. The strategy there, but I know for a fact these drivers are going to be trying to extend those softs as much as they possibly can. A one-stop is completely possible around here. So they could... Well, likelihood is it's not going to be a one-stop today, because, it might be a one-stop for the guys who are further behind. Let's have a look at which tyres that's leader. Yeah, Jimbo's gone for the softs, interestingly. That's
Yeah, that's
a bit of an odd call in my book. But I think everyone else has done the right call here. Of course, we have an ARL Tier 2 in here. Matty Mumu, 03, he's now returned to GSR, and he'll be starting on the mediums today. He actually qualified on the mediums, but of course he qualified in 17th. So he will want to get up the field. But saying that, we saw even today in ARL Tier 1, some of the guys like Busy Gorgon, Pluto, they started outside the top 10. They started on the hards and they transitioned to the mediums, and that actually worked wonders for them in the race. So could we see a similar circumstance today as they line up onto the grid?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely possible. But it all depends again on when that rain period, comes.
Yeah. So then, business end of the championship now. Just 4 races to go, including this one. GSR, our first championship contender, GSR Fh444, lines up in second. And the other championship contender, Beebcheeb, only lines up in 9th. Who then will take a massive stride to potentially clinching the championship in just 3 weeks' time? Let's find out then. As we then go. Once the 5 red lights come on, we will be racing here in the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Here we go then. 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. It's actually not a great start from Louis, but he actually hooks it up on the exit. SR Hamilton already down the inside of FH, but he does not manage to get. Oh, for God's sake, this flipping. Oh, safety car already. Okay.
Matty Mumu and Striker right off the line, and about 5 seconds are going out.
Yeah. Oh my God. This. Edgar Biscuit's already got 10 seconds. God. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 cars simultaneously in a row that have a 5 second already.
One of them being Beebcheeb.
Good point, actually, but he'll serve it in the pits, so it won't. And also, he could get it taken off because it depends if he has damage, though. It doesn't look like he does. So these drivers will just get behind the safety car. It's been the worst start possible for Matty Mumu and Striker. It's quite similar, actually. Leclerc's getting a bit.
I think he's posted.
KDX. Yeah, he is. I don't know why. Has he left?
That's what I'm doing.
Hang on. One at Scaris is already in, so that's interesting. Oh no, he's not. Oh no, that is Dougal, I believe. No, sorry, that's Edgar's. Edgar's is going on to another set of softs, interestingly. And Zoga is just coming in behind him, as is Dreamer. So a bit of a wreck off the start, but these drivers will then get on their way as the safety car will allow them to bunch back up. I'm just going to check if Leclerc is actually in the session or not.
I just invited him.
Alright. See if he joins back. But Louis then still holds the lead. Head of FH and SR Hamilton. Beebcheeb's actually made a really good start. He's already up to P6 from P9. It might be because he managed to avoid some of the contact that went on as the safety car came out. So Beebcheeb then managing to keep it clean then, which is what he needs to do in order to keep his championship hopes alive. Of course, I would like to see a championship showdown, like we saw last season. Unfortunately, it was a bit of an anticlimactic one because both Archie and Davis they retired, allowing Beebcheeb to get the championship. But still, we've got a few races to go yet. It's and of course the championship is currently in Beebcheeb's favour. He's currently 3 points ahead, but not on live scoring at the moment. On live scoring, FH would be 7 points. It'd be 7 points in his favour now. So it's swinging back and forth like a pendulum, and I don't think it's going to stop.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at Major, and everyone's complaining about you know, what happened at the start there with people getting 5 seconds, but yeah, definitely a weird start to this, but Beebcheeb, you know, as you said, championship in his favor. Gaining spots, yeah, he got 5 seconds. He'll serve that and might have to get an appeal as well, but gaining spots off of starters, that's what you want to do after having a not so great qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, he's not usually the best in qualifying, but in the race he is good, as safety car is now in. They completed 2 laps following it behind, so it's now coming in. So then, can Louis hold the lead off the safety car restart? He's really bunching them up actually. So he's actually going quite slowly. So then, he's just gonna let. Oh, let's see. Just gonna let the safety car go. Safety car's actually in the pits already. Louis going already. He's going very early. He's caught FH napping right there. He's already a second ahead. That's a brilliant restart from Louis. SR Hamilton all over the back of FH. SR Hamilton gets a pretty good exit off the chicane, and he could try it up the inside into turn 1, but he doesn't quite manage to get. It's already raining. I've just noticed that it's already raining. So I wasn't expecting the rain to come quite this early, but it's come for these guys. These guys have got to be careful. All side by side. Edgar Binsky getting past a ghosted Leclerc. I don't know why Leclerc's still ghosted. He must not be in the game at the moment. I don't know why. Oh, Cameron's round. Again, he's got more front wing damage. So it's yet more woes for Cameron. But Louis then is still edging out the lead as Edgar's then gets past his teammate. But Leclerc's just going to keep dropping back and back. Scarius and Abra at the moment still. Actually, Beebcheeb is actually maintaining the gap to Scarius and Abra, as is KDX, Edgar Binsky, and Ichisar Jimbo. So it's actually quite a big train at the moment. Scarius then all over the back of Abra, but he doesn't get the best exit on the chicane. And here comes Beebcheeb then. He's going to try it up the inside. Scarius then courteously leaves in the room, but I don't know. Can Beebcheeb get it round the outside into turn 3? It's going to be a fantastic move if Beebcheeb can get this done, but he's not going to have the inside line. But he's only gone and done it. That's a brilliant move there from Beebcheeb, and he manages to get up into 5th place. Abra's got past Harrison. Harrison's clearly made a mistake. Some way hasn't got any front wing damage. That's a little bit odd, but he just must have made a mistake somewhere. He's clearly struggling in these wet conditions now, and Beebcheeb seems to be absolutely thriving on them at the moment. He at the moment is really pushing. He's really pushing hard, and he might have a wet setup actually, because he's really going for it at the moment. Oh, that's a little bit of contact between Dramer and Cormac. And Matty gets another 5 seconds for colliding with Cormac. This race has been. Oh, Beechee's he's going bold. He's trying inters already. So that's interesting.
I saw that.
Do you reckon he made the right call?
Hamilton. You gotta do the world champions. Lost a lot of spots
Oh
and had
dear.
wing damage.
Oh dearie, mate. Oh, Beebcheeb's now got a service 5 second. He's going on to the intermediates already. So Beebcheeb is clearly going for it. I don't know why there's a... Oh yeah, it might just be from Harrison's damage. But yeah, it probably was, because now the green flags. Yeah, DRS disabled. Beebcheeb has timed that to absolute perfection there. That literally could not have been more perfect timing from Beebcheeb. Absolutely outstanding strategy call there.
Huge advantage now for Beebcheeb, as he timed that so perfect and everyone went for the lead.
Oh, Louis made a mistake because FH is now all over the back of him. Louis then clearly struggling as I think that's, is that, hang on. There's yet more contact. Matty Moon is round again. I think he's made contact with Cormac again. So Beebcheeb's going to get involved in all this. This will actually slow Beebcheeb down. Louis then is already in the pits. FH is already in the pits. Where will Beebcheeb be in terms of where these guys are? I don't think he's going to overtake them because Louis is right at the end of the pit lane. He gets up just in front of FH, but where is Beebcheeb? No, he's not going to overtake them. He's actually... Has he lost time doing that? Because he's... Oh, no, he hasn't. He's up to P4. Never mind. Beebcheeb now is up to P4. He's gained another 2 positions. That, again, was a crucial strategy call. Had he not had that 5 second, he would have got past Abra as well. He would have been right on the back of the leading pair. So... Bit of a shame there for Beebcheeb, but still an absolutely excellent strategy call there. That could those are the types of things that win or lose your championships there. And Beebcheeb made a really good decision there.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, if it wasn't for that 5 second, he would have definitely been past Abra and be battling with Louis and FH. So. Though the 5 second didn't help him, but still, great job by Beebcheeb to time that perfectly.
So Hamilton's in the wall again. So I think Harrison's race is pretty much done now. Don't think this will bring out another safety car. No, it will not. So now, of course, it is a matter of how well these drivers can manage in wet conditions, because it's looking like VSC Hamilton's, he's retired. So stewards might have a look at that, because I don't think you're supposed to retire on the track unless you did it by accident. To be fair, he probably did it by accident though, because that's a pretty odd place to do it in terms of doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
So, probably just lost traction.
Yeah, it's just definitely doable. But now that we're back green, and Louis actually pulled away, it was like during the VSC from H.
Yeah, it's looking like though Beebcheeb's actually struggling now. That we're actually no, it's not that Beebcheeb's struggling. It's that Abra's got incredible pace, because he's just gained 2 seconds out of the leading pair. I think Abra could be onto something here, because he is really going quickly.
You could do it on a wild setup, maybe.
Oh right, okay, never mind. He has a 3 second though, which is a bit annoying for the Renault driver. Renault haven't had the best of luck this season. Neither has Abra, but he's still trying to get on the back. But it might just be that Abra's got incredible pace, because Beebcheeb at the moment is falling back a little bit. So yeah, it must just simply be that Abra's pace. He does have a penalty though, which won't help. But still, if he as always, there's a possibility you could do a deluxe, but of course deluxe did have a he didn't have a penalty. Well, he only had one compared to Bang's 2. So, and Cameron then gets past a ghost, still ghosted Leclerc. But Louis is struggling now because FH is all over the back of him. I think Louis right now is maybe succumbing under the pressure a little bit, but it's looking like he has a lot of straight line speed because he is gaining on the straights. So that could be due to a wet setup, but I don't know, as there's a bit of a fight between Edgar Binsky and Jimbo. Yeah, that could have been why Jimbo went on the softs, because he knew how early the race was going to come. It shocked me how early the rain came, I should say. I wasn't expecting it to come quite this early, but it has, and it's making for a good race so far.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we were talking about before the stream went up about how late is the rain gonna come, and it didn't come late. It came very early. So
yeah, just shocked. This just shocked me a little bit, not gonna lie. But oh, Louis, he goes really wide at the chicane again. He clearly does not like that chicane at all. He's really struggling through the corners. Can FH then try it? Louis may not have a wet setup. That could be why he's going so slowly here. This is now Abra onto the back of him as well. Louis is struggling now. He was good in the dry, but now it's come to wet conditions. He is really struggling. He is. I don't think he's made the right call in terms of the setups. Can FH have a go down into turn 1? Not quite enough, but Louis then he's struggling a great deal at the moment. It's very, very noticeable at the moment, and it could prove that maybe his pace in the dry could have been a little bit of a red herring. Because of course in the race we had no idea it was going to come this early, but in the race, because it's completely different conditions, he's just really struggling now.
yeah, and something else that I wanted to point out is Louis. We thought. Well, I think he is a Tier 1 driver, and FH stayed right with him. So FH is proving how great his pace is by
Comes Abra though.
Oh yeah.
Comes Abra then. He's tucked right into the slipstream of FH. He's now going up. He tries it up the inside, but Abra is smarter than that, and he doesn't quite carry on what you're saying, Thrasher.
Oh yeah, I was saying that FH is proving his pace, that he can run with a Tier 1 driver if Louis is Tier 1. So, outstanding pace by him and Abrar for sticking with him.
Yeah, I definitely reckon we've got 2 Tier 1 drivers here in the form of actually maybe even 3. Because FH, Abra, and Beebcheeb, they could be moving up to Tier 1 next season, because it is a these drivers are proven that they will have Tier 1 pace, and of course the fact, I don't think we've announced this, but I might as well do it now. We'll be dropping Tier 5, as you guys will probably know. We'll be only having 4 tiers next season, so. So these drivers have got to work extra hard to be in the top division, and in my opinion, FH, Abra, and Beebcheeb's leaving the end of this season, I should say, to focus on ABRL, his brand new league that he's created. But I think FH and Abra are going to stay on, so they are definitely proven that they are Tier 1 worthy next season.
Yeah, well, like you said, since their drop to Tier 5 won't be here next season. Um, these guys, like Abra, like FH, definitely can prove that they're Tier 1 pace, along with Beebcheeb, but Beebcheeb won't be here next season, so definitely going to be interesting Tier 2 next season if it does happen.
Yeah, it will, because of course there will be, I know for a fact there will be seats in Tier 1 available. Oh, FH though, he gets a penalty.
Ooh.
So Louis then keeping the penalties dry, keeping his penalty count very dry at the moment. He's still counting on that. But as I said, there definitely will be seats up for grabs. We'll announce that. I think we'll probably do that in the final round, because we do have some big announcements coming. But we'll save them until the final round in Brazil. So Louis then he's definitely not coming to the pressure at the moment. He's actually gaining on FH as here comes Abra then. Abra's got a fantastic exit out of the chicane, and that's Abra then up. Abra then is up into P2 sorry. FH then makes a mistake, and Abra then up into P2 and trying to get Louis now. But of course that's gonna be massive, because Beebcheeb does not have a penalty at the moment. If Beebcheeb can just gain down half a second, Beebcheeb will be ahead of his championship rival. So this is some fascinating stuff at the moment for these guys. But of course they've got to make sure they also keep it clean, because penalties is, you usually win the race on penalties around here. Of course, Tier 1 was a bit of an exception yesterday, as Louis goes really wide. Abra then he could take the lead here. He tries to go up the inside. Oh, he hits them. Oh, that's a bit dirty for Abra, but he just about keeps it. I don't know if he got wing damage from that, because that was quite a hard hit. But so far, so good for these guys. Abra then he is all over the back of Louis now. If Louis mucks up this chicane, Abra will be waiting there to pounce. And he's really getting there at the moment. Beebcheeb is now starting to find his rhythm. He is now only 2.3 seconds behind FH. So that means now Beebcheeb is now in front of FH, and soon he'll be in front of Abra. So that's huge then. Beebcheeb, if he can catch up this leading train, and if Louis gets a penalty, Beebcheeb could win this, which would be massive for the championship. But Louis is getting still all out of shape. Louis, he's really good under pressure, but he's still trying to defend from clearly the faster guys at the moment. It's fascinating stuff, this battle. It's really what Tier 2 is all about. As that's Tate then who's spun it there.
Yeah. Also, not only does this switch up the championship standings, but the constructor standings. If Beebcheeb can, Beebcheeb and Louis can get a 1-2, with FH would be a third, or possibly even fourth, and his teammate Jimbo, just barely into the top 10. Williams can gain a lot of points here today, and make the constructors' standings even closer.
They could maybe take the constructor championship lead here, if if luck is on their side. So Beebcheeb then, he's 2.3. He'd be in front of both Abra and FH now. So currently now it's a Williams. No, not quite, because the gap's changing all the time. Beebcheeb has got to make sure he's within the 3-second window of both FH and Abra to get a 1-2 for Williams. That would be huge for the championship. Of course, Louis doing everything he can right now to help his teammate out of the championship. But Louis at the moment, he's doing a good job. considering he might be on a non-wet setup, but Abra at the moment, I reckon it's only a matter of time before Abra gets past him.
Yeah, and they were talking, KDX, further up to the field real quick, KDX ended up pitting again, as we got a close battle again for the race. That broke got very close to Louis there. But KDX, pitted for fresh enders, and is now just gotten past Ed, so does that spark some guys' sights? Maybe other people pit from new air soon.
Could do, because he's nearly within range of Striker, because Striker already has 9 seconds worth of penalties. Cormac has 11, interestingly, but I think he's had a 5 seconds that could not have been served. But I didn't notice that actually. Jimbo is now in the points, and he's now, well, yeah, he's legit in the points now, and he's going to try and have a go on Cormac. He's actually legitimately in front.
Sorry, but FH locked up very bad and almost destroyed the back of F1 Boy. That could have been very bad.
Oh my god. I was wondering what was going on there. And look at how much that's changed the gap to Beebcheeb now. He's gained a second on that. FH could have wing damage because he's really dropped back. But all I said, safety car.
Well. Yeah,
that is a safety car. So this should be interesting then. Cause they're pitting again. They're pitting for new intermediates. So Tate gets the drive through for speeding under SC. But this is played into Beebcheeb's hands now. He is now gonna be up into P2 now because of that, and he's gonna be right on the back of his teammate. So of course Louis will do all he can to make sure Beebcheeb, he could even hand over the win to Beebcheeb, but I sincerely doubt the competitive nature of Louis will allow him to do that. Oh, Abra's hit the wall. Okay. Abra's got front wing damage, I've just noticed. So I don't know how that happened. That was a bit weird.
Well, I didn't even notice that. That's something to keep an eye on. Does maybe these leaders fit here? Refreshers?
F8 almost hits the butt.
They're getting 5 seconds.
Oh.
From
yellow flags.
Yeah, Louis and Abra got one.
Oh right, because they passed Tate. It's because they passed Tate. I think that's why. Yep, they are. So that will leave a massive advantage to FH then. And of course, Abra will not be able to redeem it because of the safety car. So FH then, that puts him up into P2. Edgar's then. I don't think Edgar's is pit, but FH is out behind him. Out in front of him, sorry. That puts Beebcheeb down to P5. Interest. And Abra's now down to P8. So Abra's really not fared well from that. He has really dropped down the order now, and that has helped FH a lot actually. In him trying to gain points on Beebcheeb in this race. Of course, Beebcheeb does not have a penalty and FH does, so that still makes things interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And, something else is with that penalties now. We could possibly see, again, another 1-2 possibly from the Williams constructors. So I think that safety car definitely spiced things up, but I think in some ways it also helped the both Williams drivers.
Have a look at how many stops they've made. Yeah, that's right, because that someone else who that's really helped is Jimbo. He's up to P6 now, and he's made the same amount of stops that these guys have. So Jimbo then that'd be good for McLaren's points now. Of course, it won't quite beat Williams' haul, but it will get McLaren a decent amount of points at the moment to try and defend from Williams with just 3 rounds to go after this. KDX then, alright, he just decides to call it a day. So KDX then goes out here in Canada. It's been a pretty miserable race for KDX, but still, it's racing, and you just gotta take it as it comes. But still, saying that, Edgar's, I know for a fact he's in the same party as FH, so he will be wanting to wanting to hold Beebcheeb up. I don't know if Dramer's in their party or not. I'll just have a check, because I know they have a lot of people in their party. Something like 7 or something like that, I believe. No, wrong time. Come on. There we go. Okay, Dramer's not one of them in the party, actually. A few race directors in there as well, but... So then, still 15 laps to go then. Louis then is still... He's been leading the whole way somehow so far. He's held firm, and he has held firm on the penalties as well. So that is going to really help him then. Alright then. So, there's just 1 lap to go on the safety car restart. On the safety car before the restart, and we get our final 14 laps of the Canadian GP back underway. We're very used to seeing rain here in Canada now. It's happened every single race this weekend. Tier 1, Tier 3, Tier 4. Of course, Tier 1 probably the most prominent because it happened pretty much all race. Tier 5 happened a little bit, and Tier 2 it's basically happened the entire race as well. So rain then definitely spices things up, but the championship contenders are doing what they need to do at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Really gonna keep an eye out here on Beebcheeb. He has to get through, Dramer and Edgar just to get to FH.
Yep. Yeah. Excuse me. There we go. Alright. So, yeah, they'll be trying to hold him up as safety car is now in. So, can we see then? Right. So, who will win this race then? Because both Dramer and Beebcheeb do not have penalties, and neither does Louis. So, but of course, one mistake from Louis could maybe tarnish that. As here we go then. Louis not going to quite slow it down as much as he did on the previous restart. Oh, he goes instantly, and is once again a brilliant restart. He once again causes FH napping. So, Louis then, nearly a second lead off the restart. But he doesn't get a particularly great exit off the chicane.
Jimbo,
but it's Louis then who leads.
Jimbo Beebcheeb.
Oh, hello. Oh, Beebcheeb's on the grass. Oh, this is close. Jimbo then wanted to help out his teammate, and he is doing just that at the moment. Can he get the traction round the outside? He absolutely does. And Jimbo then, that is a crucial move he has made. He gets past his teammate's championship rival. He has done his teammate a massive favour there, because he's just. I don't think Beebcheeb's got his tyre temps up, because Scarius now is getting on the back of him. Cormac and Dougal going side by side. I think Cormac is just about to have the straight line speed, and Cormac I think gets past. Yes, he does. down into the fourth chicane. So he gets past then. But FH then, he's all over the back of Louis now. Oh, he almost runs into the back of him. He's going to be extra determined now. So, for some reason, they've got the glitch again. But Edgar's, here comes Edgar's then. He could have a go on FH. But I sincerely doubt Edgar's would want to hinder FH. As through the chicane they come now. FH then gets a really good exit. Jimbo now gets another penalty. Here comes FH then. He just about runs out of us, which means he cannot challenge Louis. But Louis goes really slowly through the chicane, and Edgar's now could have a challenge, but Edgar's does not have a go. But this is this second safety car restart has really spiced things up.
Definitely, top three all, little train, and not to mention now Dramer's in it, Jimbo's in it, Beebcheeb. It's now all the way top 11 are now within a second of the car in front of them. So this is now turned into a train, but it won't be a DRS race. It's obviously it's raining, but
Louis is really, he really does not like that fourth chicane. And FH then, can he finally get the traction out there? FH has still got the rev limiter glitch, but he's not going to try it then. Edgar's then is actually really, really close to the back. So can Edgar's then try it, but FH is going to defend. He defends it nicely. That's through the chicane, they come again. Oh, Edgar's really wide on the exit. Abra then gets another penalty. Penalties actually. Yeah, so Beebcheeb then, unbelievably, is still in a legit third, I believe, because apart from Dramer and Louis, yeah, he's in a legit third, and FH is in a legit fourth. So FH at the moment doing almost damage limitation at the moment. He does not want to lose valuable points in this championship, considering how close these two guys are and how close they will continue to be after this race. But FH he's still trying to get Louis. He is so determined right now. He did say he did like this Canadian circuit, but Edgar's is once again. Oh, I'm sick of this glitch. Edgar's then is all over the back of F8. F8's a little bit of a wobble again. Can Edgar's then get the straight line speed down the straight? Again, no. Edgar's then is once again keeping it steady. Louis then didn't get the best of exits again off the chicane. Beechy then just about keeping it within 3 seconds of F8. Jimbo then gets past Dramer. He's down the inside. Oh, he gets on the grass though. This could help Beechy then. This does help Beechy because he gets past Dramer almost instantly. Oh no, he doesn't. No, they're going side by side. Dramer actually defends really well there, and actually defends from Beechy there. That now means the gap between Beechy and FH is over 3 seconds, which means FH is in legit P3. But yeah, reason why I'm constantly banging on about this is because it's so crucial, considering how close the championship is, and we could see them tied on points. Yeah. Oh, okay. I just noticed that Louis now got 3 seconds. Ooh, interesting. But at the moment, Beebcheeb is just dropping down the order, as Scarius is now on the back of him. He's really trying to defend. Here comes Edgar's again, but again, Edgar's is not gonna give the place up, and he continues to try and chase after FH there.
As he tries to gain in on Dramer and nice. I just got kicked from the game.
Yeah, the sound's glitching out a bit. I don't know why. F8 for some reason has the rev limiter glitch, and it doesn't seem to be going away at the moment. The engine sound just seems to be really low for some reason. I'll try and put it up a little bit. Oh, it's probably because the master volume is so low. Engine noise is still so low though, I don't know why. Cormac then. I'll actually put it down just a little bit because it's actually a little bit too loud. Cormac then and Abra going side by side. Can Cormac then try it up the inside into the chicane? Oh, they go side by side, but Abra manages to hold it round the outside.
Can I get
Stuff there.
Can I get it right back?
Oh right, if you disconnect.
Yeah, it kicked me off.
Ah. Right.
Wonderful code masters.
If it would let me do it, there we go.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, sets of one. That's Abra. He's lost a bit of his wing. So that's pretty much Abra's race over now. And with a lot of penalties. It was looking good for Abra, but he unfortunately has thrown his race away. But I doubt FH's priorities now are getting Louis. He has a little bit of a lock up there. But it's actually going to turn into very strong points for McLaren. Second and fourth, let's just work out how much that is. That is 30 points. 33, so McLaren will only gain 3 points on Williams. Sorry, no, Williams will only gain 3 points on McLaren, I should say. But FH is once again pushing hard. But he's not got a lot of us. Actually, neither has Louis. As we've got now 8 laps remaining. He's trying to get on the back again. Matty Mumu and Striker. Oh no, Striker's in. Striker's in for a new wing. As is Abra. Abra decided to call it a day as well. So, unfortunate there, because he was looking strong. Jimbo had front wing damage there, but no, he's alright. So, at the moment FH's actually been legit P2, because Dramer is actually not within the 3-second window now. So, FH still doing a good job in protecting his championship, chances. Where would Beebcheeb be in all this? Because 6 seconds. He would be 4th. So that would then put the championship back into FH's favour. He would now... The pendulum would swing in his favour by 3 points now. So... This championship, it could go one way or the other. And at the moment, it's going... FH's way now. But we've still got 7 laps of racing. Still a lot of mistakes can be made. So these drivers still got to keep a cool head. They've still got to keep up with one another. Don't even beat you though. They've actually found a little bit of pace, to be fair.
Yes.
Jimbo then. Yep.
Beebcheeb trying to do everything he can to gain time. He knows that the championship is starting to slip away. If he doesn't start getting some more points. So, he wants to try and get past Dramer here, and I guess we just start gaining on the rest, but they are gaining on the pack, so.
Yeah, sound keeps glitching out for some reason. Don't know why. It's frustrating. Edgar's then, he's still trying to get past FH, but FH is still holding firm. Well, actually, he would be in front of Eggers anyway, because Eggers has a 6-second penalty, as does Jimbo. So Jimbo would then... He would actually be only legit P7, to be fair. So McLaren would actually gain quite a bit of time then. FH then, he's actually got a really good exit out of the first chicane because he's trying to have a go then. Oh, the stupid sound. Doesn't want to work. Alright then. Louis still doing enough. He gets a brilliant exit off the third chicane. And he's just controlling the pace at the moment. He gets a little bit of a corner cut there, but no damage done at the moment. Of course, he cannot afford to get another penalty. Otherwise, that will gift FH the win then, I believe. Wait, at the moment, Dramer would actually be in a legit P2, I should say. Because Dramer's actually gained a lot of time on them. I didn't realise that. I did not notice that. As is Beebcheeb. So, this could be interesting going into these final 5 laps. Because Beebcheeb is nearly in range to challenge FH, as FH goes really close to the back of Louis. He almost hits the back of him. The slightest of mistake. And Dramer's now in a legit lead. So, Dramer then, with his lack of penalties. I did say this race could be won on penalties. At the moment, it is going to be won on penalties. Because Dramer at the moment is within range of that 3 second. But FH then, he's all over the back of Louis then. He's trying so hard to get past the Williams. Will Louis crack? At the moment, he's not. But FH is so close to back of him. He wants to get that gap out. Because he knows it could be the difference between him leading the championship or Beebcheeb extending his lead in the championship. So, here comes FH then. He's still got the rev glitch, unfortunately. But Louis then is still doing enough. But Dramer is actually still doing enough to get P1 here, just about. And Beebcheeb is so close to getting a net P2, a net P3 because of FH's gap to Louis. Oh, the stupid bloody sound.
Edgar's hitting another penalty. And Dramer gets into the wall.
Oh, right. Oh.
I don't know if he had damage.
No, he doesn't. He got away with it. Someone managed to get away with it, but he's still within the 3 second range. But Beebcheeb is not quite within 3 seconds of FH. He is trying so desperately to get past Louis. It's so annoying that FH has got that rev limiter glitch. Oh, Eggers almost hits the back of FH. He's got to be really careful here, because he does not want to dampen, if you like, FH's championship hopes. But Beebcheeb's now in within range of 3 seconds of FH. So this could be really crucial now. FH has to get past Louis. Louis is doing the job at the moment for his teammate. It's now starting to become heavy rain, interestingly. So the track is going to be full wet conditions for these last 3 laps. They've got to be really careful here. Oh, FH gets a massive slide out of the chicane. He's on the first chicane, because there's many chicanes around here, and he's still trying to keep up. Dramer's actually not within range now. And neither is Beebcheeb. This is some crazy stuff going on now, because Louis clearly now. I'm struggling to keep up now. But oh god, I'm really struggling to keep up. But Beebcheeb at the moment is not doing enough to gain on FH. Louis at the moment is doing enough though to stay within the leaders. Edgars lets Jimbo through. Wait, what's happened to Edgars?
Oh, Edgars.
What the hell?
I think he's got a puncher.
He's got a puncher. Oh, he's got a puncher. Oh, it's all thrown away for Edgars. Front left, I believe. Front left? No, sorry, rear left. Rear left puncher for Edgars. Edgars gets a rear left puncher cruelly. It cruelly snatches him of a good position in this race. We're saying that. Oh. Where is the sound? Alright. We apologise, viewers, for this sound. Is FH then? Oh, he's getting so close to the back of Louis. He's actually really close to the back of Louis now. Of course, with Edgars out of the way, it's actually Jimbo who is now there. Louis does not get the best of exits out of the chicane. And can FH now try and gain on him? We apologise for the sound because FH has got the rev limiter glitch.
Oh, he's looking.
FH, he's got the better exit, and he might try the comeback here. Louis then does not get the best of exits. Going on to the final lap here. This could be the difference between FH winning and losing this race. Louis then is trying everything at the moment to stay within race, to keep FH behind. Beebcheeb, that's Beebcheeb's chance is over now. He gets a 3-second penalty. Draymond now, I think, lets it on, and it goes side by side. Draymond, Beebcheeb, they're going side by side now. So that's pretty much Beebcheeb's chance is over now. As Draymond will still get P3, but he will not get P2. That at the moment belongs to, those two spots belong to our current first and second places. Louis almost hits the wall. This race is far from over. We've only got half a lap to go.
Oh,
FH goes really wide at the chicane. I think that's it now. FH is really struggling to get the grip. I think that's it now. I think it's Louis' win. Unless Louis mucks up the final chicane, I think he is about to take his first GSR victory. FH is still squirming around. He's clearly struggling in what is clearly now full wet conditions. But Louis has managed the race absolutely brilliantly. He's just got to make sure he makes it through the final chicane. He does. A little bit of sliding. But Louis is going to take his first GSR victory. The two McLarens, they come over second and third, but it will not be third. Draymond actually snatches. Draymond snatches second.
4,000. By 4,000, he got second.
Draymond snatches second place away from FH, which means now which means now the top two are tied on points at the moment. Provided the fact neither of them have the fastest lap. I don't think they do.
Louis had it. No,
they don't. Louis does. Louis takes the match for 26 points. Scary Spunk will come in P5. HSR Jimbo will come in P6. 7th is Dougal. 8th is Matty Moon. 9th is Cameron. 10th is Zoga. 11th is Edgars. 12th is Striker. 13th is Cormac. And 14th will eventually be Leclerc. But what a dramatic ending to that race. Draymond snatches second place from FH by 0.004 of a second. Those are the margins you see in Tier 2. And yet again, we've been treated to an absolute thriller of a race.
And Williams is going to gain points on McLaren in the constructors. If I'm correct. Because it's first and fourth, it's 25 and 12, it's 37 plus Lewis stops at 38, and then second and sixth, so it's 18 and 8, 26. So they gained 12 points on Williams. Williams gained 12 points on McLaren.
They've cut their gap down by a third then. Could you get the guys in, please?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, Louis then takes his first GSR victory ahead of Dramer Hahi and GSR Fh444. Beebcheeb then gets a crucial P4. The top two are now tied on points in the championship. Ahead of P5 is Scary Spunk and 6th is Jimbo. 7th is Dougal. 8th is Matty Mumu. 9th is Cameron. 10th is Zoga Gamer. 11th is Edgars. 12th is Striker. 13th is Cormac. 14th is Leclerc. Then we have our did not finish DNFs of that F1 boy, KDX Breyer, Tate, Edgar Binsky, and SSR Hamilton.
Man, I should have won that race. Why was Lewis got to race tier 2 if he's tier 1? Doesn't make sense, honestly.
What a crack of a race we were
Jesus.
we were treated to nonetheless.
Oh, for God's sake.
Alright then, so guys, just make sure you include your audio.
Yeah, it was included when I started my first sentence.
Yeah. So I don't think Dramer is going to come in. So then we'll start with our third and now joint first in the championship. GSR Fh4. Louis did do a good job defending there, but considering he's meant to be tier 1, did it give you confidence that you were able to keep up with him so well?
Firstly, I don't even know why Louis is a rest race because he's in tier 1, so that's a bit of a weird one. Secondly, no, I didn't really care that he was tier 1 because, well, I was keeping up with him for he's tier 1 so many times, so yeah, but I'm not happy with the results because I feel like I would have won that race quite comfortably if there was no rain and if Lou wasn't there, so yeah, I am really annoyed at the moment. And I was a lot quicker. I don't know if he was running like a low drag setup or whatever, but yeah, it was impossible to pass. I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He did seem very quick on the straights because you were gaining massive amount of amounts on him in the corners because I could physically see your frustration because he just kept you behind lap after lap after lap, and almost the sting in the tail really is the fact that you seem to really lose a lot of time on that final lap, which unfortunately then you just got second place snatched away from you as well. Despite that though, does it give you confidence now that you're that now you're tied on points again with Beebcheeb at the top of the championship?
No, not really, to be honest, because it's tied on points. It's the exact same amount now, so I'm not really too positive as to this result. I should have had a championship lead after, but yeah. I mean, I'm good at USA, so the last 3 champs I'm good at anyway. So I mean, I just hope I can get at least one more win this season, maybe, just to hopefully kind of steal it. Yeah, I don't know what that rate. I don't even know what's happened at the minute, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah. So, Thrasher, do you have any questions for our third place man?
Yeah. So you knew you could run up there with Louis, who was a tier 1 driver, but you knew that you can keep up with the pace. Does that help you at all going into the end of the season and possibly even next season?
Well, I feel like I was keeping up with him. It was just on the straights that I couldn't keep up with him because he must have been running such low wings that I just couldn't keep. I feel like I was a lot faster than him, and I feel like if I could have got through, I would have had that win pretty easily. But no, it's just annoying. I'm more annoyed at the fact It's not because I've lost. It's not because I got second. It's because I've lost the second place, which is why I'm really annoyed right now. I mean, fair play to Louis. He won today. Well done. He did well defending and all that. Just annoys myself really.
Yeah. Anyway. That does spice things up in the championship, though.
Yeah, I guess.
So
I guess it does.
Yeah,
hopefully we'll do
it gives
it.
us more of a chance for a championship
Yeah,
showdown
I guess.
when we eventually get to Brazil.
I guess so. Yeah.
But
Look, Louis, well done. Anyways, on the win. I mean, he did drive well. I feel like I was quicker, but he did well defending. So good job.
right then, well, if he has his mic on, we'll move on to our race winner for today, Louis M3693. Okay. So he definitely put on a lot of pressure for you there. How did you manage that pressure? Especially because it looked like you may not have had a wet setup. So how did you manage that setup? Pressure over the range of conditions we had today.
Yeah, well, I actually didn't know it was going to rain, so I had a dry setup, so I didn't actually have a wet setup on, so I think that's probably why I was so fast on the straight. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Thrasher, do you have any questions for our first place man?
Yeah, so, first of all, congratulations on the win. But, so, early in the race, you, not only had competition from, FH, but at one point, F1 Blue was up there. Did you feel like at all during that you could have, that you were in trouble, maybe, or that you feel like you didn't have the race, I wouldn't say locked up, but had good points locked up?
Yeah, pretty much the whole thing, because FH was like right on me for the whole thing. I think it was just on the straight, so I was just able to pull away.
Yeah. I mean, fair play, you won. But it's just I'm not annoyed that you won at all. Right? I mean, fair play, you won. It's just I lost the second place. That would always. Right now.
It went so wet at the end.
Yeah, the engine just couldn't take it. It was impossible. Yeah, no, fair play, well done. Yeah,
That's all the questions I've got for him.
Alright then, so that's it then for us here at Canada. Join us next weekend. I believe it's USA.
Yeah,
we're moving to
USA.
next weekend. So join us then on the Friday for Tier 3, on the Saturday for Tier 4 and Tier 1, and then for the Sunday Tier 5 and Tier 2. So then, that's all from us then. So I've been your head commentator, GSR8F1. My co-commentator has been GSR Thrasher, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.